YouTube, how everybody doing, YouTube family? Man, like it, motherfucker, subscribe, y'all. Tell me it ain't so. So this video here, man, 1090J. Man. And what gets me about this character, you been calling yourself exposing my people, homie. You've been calling yourself exposing my people, homie. And I thought you knew. We don't play that shit, homie. So one thing about it, if you get to talking about motherfuckers, you better make sure your backyard is clean, man. And apparently it's not. So I got a good one for y'all today, YouTube. I got a good one for YouTube family. Like and subscribe. Subscribe for your boy. Man, it's just hard. Tell me it ain't so, man. It's like, why these internet dudes, man, they kill me. But one thing about it, what I see, he was real good at storytelling. You got to give him that because he had me. He had fucking me. Fucking if you know me like I know me, if you know me how I know me, he had me. It's like, man, I was really fucking with the dude, and to see all the people you call yourself exposing and it's paperwork on you, like you got to talking about people and this and the whole nine, bro. I got to get on you, man. This is for the streets, bro. This is for the streets right here, man, because nah, bro, we don't do that. You've been exposed. I gotcha. Check this out, YouTube. Fuck with me. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about it. Let's go.
1090J, aka Jacob D. Cherry, was born August 29th, 1994 in Malden, Massachusetts. Although he would eventually move back to the Boston area as an adult, his family moved to Tampa, Florida when he was just a kid, and he was mostly raised in Florida. It would also be in Florida.
Let me get shots out to Street Certified. Street Certified, man. Shots out for the content. Street Certified. Like and subscribe.
Where 1090J's criminal career would begin. In 2012, an 18-year-old Jacob Cherry was arrested for burglary and for being armed with a weapon and hit with 19 felonies. He would eventually plead guilty to 4 and be sentenced to 3 years in state prison on October 1st, 2012. When 1090J first interviewed with ThisIs50.com, he stated that he went to jail for carrying a concealed firearm. So it would seem that he was able to get the burglary charge dropped and only copped out to the gun. Once sentenced, Cherry will be sent to Lancaster Correctional Institution in Central Florida. While incarcerated in Lancaster, there were rumors for the first time of Cherry snitching on inmates in his unit. Some believe 1090J snitched on a man after sustaining serious injuries in a jail gang fight. Seemingly to corroborate this story, a man who goes by the name Cherry Smasher on Instagram now has a page dedicated to outing Jake as a snitch. This man claims Cherry was transferred to Appalachia from Lancaster after giving info on him and other inmates to investigators. Now, to remain transparent, this man's claims have yet to be substantiated with paperwork. However, in 1090J's interview from This Is 50, he recounts serving time first in a youth prison, which Lancaster is. He also details being slashed, stabbed, and having his head split with a brick, all within the first year, during his time at Lancaster. In that same interview, he also admits he was transferred to a different prison after a massive gang bust. In 2016, after moving back to Massachusetts, 1090J was again arrested, this time for assault. After only receiving 2 years probation, 1090J retired from a life of crime, and in 2019 started his YouTube channel, End of Sentence, where he discussed his time in prison. He seemed to like to talk about his time behind bars, so much so that the majority of his early videos discussed life in the Florida prison system. In January 2020, soon after the start of his YouTube channel, Jacob did an interview on a local news broadcast where he gave details on inmates acquiring illegal goods and how common it was in prison. Many in the hip-hop community believe this interview alone was enough to label 1090 Jake a snitch. This would have now been the second time Jacob Cherry was called out for speaking with authorities on the inner workings of the Florida prison system. And while early critics were quick to post clips, Jake's viewers stood behind him and claimed he was only being a journalist. March 23rd, 2012, 7 months before he would be convicted for having a weapon and a possible burglary, police responded to shots fired at a residence on 8314 North Fremont Avenue in Tampa, Florida. At the time, it was the residence of a 17-year-old Jacob Cherry. Cherry had called the cops after two teens shot an airsoft pistol through his home's windows. Responding police were unable to apprehend the suspects at the time, but with the description 1090J gave, the two suspects were eventually found and arrested. The teens claimed they were playing a prank on someone that they knew and had no intention of doing harm. Statements of 17-year-old Jacob Cherry were refuted. In fact, 1090 Jake told police officers he had never met the man he seen shoot through his home. All of this being verified through a number of documents filed by Tampa police regarding the 2012 incident. Jacob Cherry was the victim and only witness to this crime. 7 months later, he himself will be convicted of gun charges and sent to that youth prison in Lancaster. In the hip-hop culture, we've always accepted people who wanted to be a part of it, regardless of where they were from. For those reasons, a guy like 1090 Jake was able to amass hundreds of thousands of fans who related to his jail stories and began to consider him somewhat of an authority on street politics. His business of outing rappers and taking payments to clear others has in recent years become very lucrative. 1090 Jake can now be regularly seen on social media going back and forth with rappers, taking pictures with his entourage, and flexing money and jewelry, seemingly living the life of the gangsters he once dreamed to be like. However, 1090 Jake himself is much like the men he now gets paid to expose. His popularity mixed with a shaky street resume raised suspicions of his character, and now after investigating his past more closely, it could be said that he himself has his name on paperwork helping multiple police investigations. Whether 1090 Jake will respond to these allegations remains uncertain. However, we at Street Certified News stand by the story fully in its entirety. These were the 3 times 1090 Jake snitched on his ops. Man, like I said, man, appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man.
Yeah, see, you know what I mean? YouTube, like and subscribe, man. And again, shouts out to Street Certified, man, because you got to be certified when you're fucking with the streets. We all know that. Those who come from there, we know. So, you know, that was good. That was good because it's like now we're dealing with a hypocrite, man. And that's one thing about my people, our people, we don't fuck with no hypocrites like that. We don't like that, man. And the way you was exposing all the blacks, and you did have some stuff against whites, but it's just like you should just stayed over there in your lane, bro. Now we on your head, man. So as I got to doing my research, shouts out to this new person, Point and Shoot. Now this is one of his people, and he breaks it down like a motherfucker. And then what gets me is the way he broke this down. I'm like, damn, I missed that shit. My ass missed that shit. He breaks it down. So shouts out again to Point and Shoot, man. Point and Shoot, man. Like and subscribe for this, man. I had to go deep. I had to dig deep for these, man. I had to dig deep, man. Like and subscribe, man. Fuck with your boy, man.
All right, so I guess 1090 Jake has been causing a lot of controversy lately with the finesse 2 times snitching allegations, and now 03 Greedo is being exposed for.
And I actually ran one and had a clip it of what he had to say about finesse. Now, finesse, that's a different story because, you know, if you go back to one of my videos, my last videos, I actually went back and forth with his co-defendant. So that is, shit is certified on what he did. But out of all people, you motherfucker you had the nerves to talk bad on somebody and you got shit in your backyard. We don't like that type of shit, bro. Nah. So yeah, man. We don't fuck with that, man. If you gonna talk about somebody, you gotta make sure your backyard is clean, bro. Period. And that's how we get down, man. Like and subscribe, man. If you're fucking with that type, or if you that type of person, I don't know. That's just how I've been all my life, man. You can't talk about nobody and you got a motherfucker pluck in your eye. You better take that shit out your eye. It say that in the Bible. You can't talk about nobody. You gotta take that shit out your own eye first, partner. The fuck?
Snitching, and it just blows my mind why anyone who's not an idiot would ever listen to 1090 Jake when it comes to street politics. Like, what is going on?
Hey, brother, that ain't our music right there, boy. But
People are acting like 1090 Jake isn't like a total fraud. You know what I mean? I can't wrap my head around how people can listen to this guy talk and fucking believe him. He's just got this incredible skill, this incredible storytelling skill that just, it endears people to the point where they'll believe anything that he says. It's like if you were just to like say, describe something that happened that isn't even cool. Like, for example, hey, I went to the grocery store the other day and I ran into my neighbor and we both said hello to each other and then we went our separate ways. Well, if 1090 Jake were to say that same story, it would sound more like, it was at that point that I knew that I had eyes on me. So I'm looking around, nobody. So I'm like, shit, I gotta get back to Boston. So then I noticed that it is my neighbor. Actually, my neighbor was looking at me the whole time. And I knew that he had to be home at 6 o'clock to watch the Andy Griffith show. It was his favorite show. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, why is he here? And then I remembered he needed his... You see what I'm saying? He could just talk...
Man, he broke that down. But see, now I get it, though. He's a fucking storyteller, bro. And it's a trip how he broke that down. Now, I just want to know if y'all following me where I'm coming from and where I'm getting to, man. Like and subscribe one more time for your guy, man.
About fucking anything and it sounds cool. So this is what he's famous for. It doesn't matter what he's talking about. People are going to listen. He's got 3 different audiences. He's got the prison audience. He's got the fucking storytime audience. And now he's got the gangsta snitching allegation audience. And it's really troubling because the guy is a fucking weird liar fraud. And we're going to get to some lies here right now. So this is where Adam asks him who his entourage is. These 2 guys that he fucking brought on with him. And 1090 Jake says that these are the highest ranking members of the blood gang that Jake is from.
But how'd you meet these guys?
these are the homies.
How long you known them? Can you give us an introduction?
Yeah, so this day one bros right here. This Ratchet right here. That's a homie from Orlando.
Okay.
This Assassin right here. This my big homie.
Good.
You guys been in prison or outside?
He's been in prison.
Okay.
Oh no, we met on the street.
Oh, okay.
We met on the street, but as far as prison, he's been to prison.
Once you got out though, you met these guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as prison, he's been to prison.
Once you got out though, you met these guys?
Yeah.
So this is day one bros right here. This is Ratchet, and Ratchet's like a high-ranking member of the Bloods. Okay, he's from Orlando. Okay, and over here you have Jake's good friend Assassin. That is right. His name is Assassin. That is not a joke, even though it is. And this is 1090 Jake's big homie. This is absolutely fucking crazy. And people watched this and they thought, oh yeah, no, seems legit. How come I'm the only one who's outraged about this? Let's continue.
Prison, he's been to prison.
Once you got out though, you met these guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these, as far as bro goes, that's for our shit, that's the biggest name. It don't get no bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
So everybody I brought out, like, certified, like, big names.
So how many more years do you live in Florida after you got out of prison?
I fucking got the fuck out of Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, immediately.
But then how'd you guys meet?
We everybody in the same circle.
Oh, okay.
So everybody that I was still around when I first high school and everything like that, it's still all the same circle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just brought you the biggest names. So it's like, you're not meeting the little steppers, you're meeting the biggest fucking names.
Because I kind of remember there being...
Okay, let me just break this down. Adam says, if you left Florida immediately when you got out of prison, how did you meet these guys when you got out of prison? Like, that's when your friendship started. How, if you went straight to Boston, how are you thugging it with the Bloods on the street? And 1090 Jake says, oh, no, we all in the same circle. We all know each other. And so I brought you the biggest names. That doesn't make any sense. So how did you meet these people? How did you connect with these people? What the fuck? The circle. Yeah. So why is he able to like talk about all this stuff that a real gang member would never talk about on camera? Why does he talk about all this stuff, but he can't say where he met his 2 day ones? The simple answer, but like if, for example, if he was a real blood from Florida, the answer would be simple. He would simply say, We grew up together in Florida. We went to high school. We've known each other since high school. You know what I mean? So Jake's barely known these guys for, a few years. It's very, very startling. I mean, can you understand my concern? Like, can I ask where Jake's actual gang is that he was around before he met these guys after he got out of prison? Because he was a shot caller in prison and, he was put on in the streets on the block. Where are his actual day ones? I don't want to hear about these people that heard about his YouTube channel and tapped in with him and said, hey, you could be from our fucking hood. Fuck it. I don't want to hear from those people. I want to hear the real people. But you know what? You can't hear real shit because real gang members don't talk on camera. And I gotta say, this Ratchet guy looks very suspicious. If you were to ask me, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet a lot of money that 1090 Jake and this Ratchet guy are in a relationship. There's really no explanation for why they're so close. You know what I mean? It's just, it gets weird at this point because Jake doesn't know him from the streets. Jake knows him from the circle. All right, now listen to this big lie story that 1090 Jake tells Adam 22. It's the fucking craziest, stupidest lie I've ever heard. And if it's not a lie, why the fuck would you ever do all that talking? Like, this guy's criticizing people for being a snitch when he's talking like this online. You got to be fucking shitting me.
Ratchet was with me, and Ratchet pulled out a fucking Draco. Everybody else got their shit on them, whatever. The people working at the gas station went to hide behind the auto mechanic shit, and more or less they got back in their cars and drove off.
So then didn't want to press the issue any further?
Well, I mean, people would have died on both sides. I think it was my jewelry, Ratchet's jewelry, the Lamborghini, and we weren't even in a bad part of Miami. That's the craziest part. They saw us on some rant. It was just a guy and a girl, and the girl's the one that had the phone out. They left, came right back, got a ton of people with them, and that's what it was. People went to pulling out, and pretty much was just waiting on the first shot to go off. But it's little things like that that put me into a dark place mentally.
Right.
Because now it's like I'm on go time. You know what I mean?
Did you guys just hear what fucking just fell out of this guy's face? That was insanely crazy. I mean, you got little kids telling more believable stories than that. This is the most... We weren't even in the bad part of Miami. That's the craziest part. You got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Am I the only one who watched this? I mean, I feel like just everyone just takes his word for it, and they don't really look into his stuff. They don't watch his interview. I mean, if you would... This interview is filled with just stuff that doesn't make any sense from beginning to end. I could take everything that comes out of his mouth is a sham, and I just don't understand why. I mean, I understand. Look, I don't have a problem with someone doing YouTube videos about gangsta stuff. I don't give a fuck. But it's when they're like trying to become an authority on like who's a snitch and who's not. And so you got to send it up to 1090 Jake, or it's just so stupid to me. Find someone else to do it, not 1090 Jake. I can't do it. It's too cringe.
You know what I mean? Like, we had fucking 200 rounds outside of his building sitting there in 2 different cars, so we were ready, and that's why we get ready. And I think it's even more in my face.
Anybody who listens to 1090 Jake is a Nimrod. Did you just hear what he just said? This isn't a movie. 1090 Jake is a storyteller, okay? He's a storytelling fool, and he's just going crazy and killing the algorithms. But he's not a gang member. This is not how gang members speak. Listen to him talk about how he can't have a gun because he's a felon.
Because nobody forgets when you do shit to him. So it's like every situation I had on the street, right when I get back out, it's on site. I'm broke. I don't have a gun. I don't have a knife. Can't have a gun now.
Right.
And
wait, what? You can't have a gun because you're a felon? What, so you obey all the laws? What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone that I know is a felon. That's a blood is a felon. For God's sake. What the fuck is he talking about? And Adam's like, right. See, him and Adam think alike because they're like the same guy. They're these East Coast white kids that grew up and are like totally trying to be hip hop guys now. So these guys really like each other. Obviously, they're the same guy. So listen to this crock of horse shit that 1090 Jake's gonna fucking spill about. What is it? What the fuck's he talking about? Oh yeah, he's talking about going to fight 10 or Pino.
I can't have a gun. I'm a convicted felon. If I bring a knife to a fight, I gotta use the knife. Because if we're fighting and the knife fall out, now he got the chance to grab it.
I can't bring anything with me. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is he talking about? This is the stupidest fucking conversation. And second, what isn't it illegal to have a gun even if you're not a felon? You can't just walk around with a gun and go fight people with a gun on you. Okay, so it's just so stupid. I can't have a gun because I'm a felon. It's not allowed. But weren't you just in Miami, quote, pulling out on someone, end quote?
We had fucking 200 rounds outside of his building sitting there in 2 different cars.
Shut the fuck up. You understand? This guy is a goof. Look at him. He looks like he's from Jersey Shore. Look at it. He's dressed like you know who he dressed like? He dresses like that guy Millie's. And Millie's is also from Massachusetts. He's from Cambridge. So 1090 Jake is not from Florida. He is a Boston native. He dresses like a Boston. He sounds like a Bostonian. He's from Boston. Look at this fucking clip.
Hey, you better tell him how we were rocking the Appalachian now. Big 500. You better tell him how we were rocking the Appalachian now. Goose swang, I'ma hit him. Goose say get him, I'ma kill his ass, man. Stop playing. You already know this shine shit, that stone shit, man. Love and loyalty, bitch. This the stove. This the job, you know what it is. Fucking hoes in the bathroom like it ain't shit, nigga. Get that money, nigga. Y'all tatted up big stupid ass bees out in this bitch, y'all. Hey, you better tell.
I felt like I was gonna go home and get killed. That was the main thing. I just felt like I was gonna die. This is the thing, right? Like,
all right, so that's going to do it for now. But I hope you guys hit the like button for me. It allows me to continue with.
Yeah, so you too. See, so what gets me is rocking with you. If you rocking with me, no, we ain't rocking with you, homie. And that's just how I gotta be, man. You know, too much. You have ran your mouth too much about too many different people, and then your backyard ain't clean. Nah, we can't fuck with that, man. I'd rather you just be who you was. I'ma respect that more than, you call yourself exposing people and you got all this shit in your backyard, bro. No, we don't do that, man. If your shit ain't clean, man, it ain't clean. And we ain't doing that. So yeah, man, tell me what y'all think about it. Like and subscribe, man. That's all I'm asking from you, and till next time, man. Peace out.